Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see what Bitcoin is going to do today. So we're gonna start with the daily as usual, and of course I wish you a nice Monday, a nice start for the week. We're gonna start with the daily 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potential wave 1 finished there, of course, as an impulse, and we are looking here for a deeper correction in a potential wave 2. Of course, this wave 2 has started somehow in 3 waves toward the downside, where we have, of course, an expanding diagonal there for wave C. ABC as well, of course, followed by 3 waves, and then we're looking for another ABC there, which it might be a formation of W, X, and a Y here in highest possibility right now for this W, X, and a Y. Hopefully that it doesn't transform to something much more impulsive in double 1, 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5, because this might be, of course, a very, very deep wave 2. So 2 scenarios might be unfolding, of course, whether W, X, and a Y, a shallow correction, but don't forget that it might take a little bit more time again, meaning 3 waves up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, and then pushing toward the upside, of course, for a new bull run. Or it might be definitely here something deeper, which it might take even much longer time and, of course, a deeper price. So basically, based on the channeling here, in case, of course, we are in the deeper correction, you want to see the price breaking this base channel taken from the wave 1. Based on the wave 2, the wave 3 should exit, of course, the base channel decisively, and then having a wave 4 and a wave 5, 4, and a 5. Okay, finishing wave A, then, of course, wave B, and then wave C later on. If we are in the shallow price here based on the channeling, we want to stay as we are right now inside the base channel, or even breaking it, of course, from the opposite side. Very simple regarding the channeling here. Now, for the labeling for the zigzag, as we mentioned, not zigzag, sorry, for the W, X, and a Y, as we have mentioned in this area, of course, we are looking for this W, X, and a Y, preferably to not break the 52K 265 taken from the W to the X to the wave Y. This is our key level for the next scenario, and that means if we break it, we have to move to the deep wave 2. In this case, of course, currently we are still ranging from the blue box here, from the 0.618, 69K and above, and we still see, of course, a nice reaction so far, but we want to see this reaction, of course, continue. Otherwise, if it turns into something corrective and we push for lower, it still can be possible for several, of course, drops here, and preserving the 52K as a W, X, and a Y. So until we fill this gap here, we still can be, of course, in the scenario W, X, and a Y. We will not, of course, transfer to something deeper before we break this key level, of course. So currently, what I'm looking for, of course, for this W, X, and Y is a potential wave A, and then wave B, and then wave C to finish on the time required. Of course, don't forget that there is a time required based on this wave 1. It needs 3 waves, regular flat, and then, of course, pushing for higher. This will be in confluence with a 0.38 fib level, 56K 800, which it might still be possible. And then, of course, pushing for a new all-time high here in a massive wave 3, 200K for Bitcoin. This is, of course, a bull run that it might be unfolding over there. So I'm expecting this bull run because we saw in the deep analysis, if you go back for it, that we did on Saturday. I'm expecting, of course, a wave 3 massive one from this area, because we are in a wave 3 right now, major wave 3, and this is the 1-2 of it. Meaning what is unfolding next is a wave 3 of 3. And that means, of course, normally as Bitcoin characteristic, when we have this scenario 3 over 3, the wave 2 tend to be very shallow, only 0.38 fib level and around it. So the next scenario is, of course, the deep wave, but I'm not going to talk about it before we break the 52K as explained, guys. So before we break this level, we cannot go deeper. I would say I will not talk about something that it might not happen and waste time for it, or even, of course, misleading you with it currently. We need, of course, better price decision for this. On the 2 hours chart, of course, we are looking still at this WXNY, as we mentioned. Now, the wave Y can be several things here. Let me explain, guys. So, if we zoom in the wave Y here, you might have an A, B, and a C, okay? In this wave ABC, the wave C can still unfold here as a double 1-2, okay? Because this lag here, wave C, can be a finished impulse, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, no invalidation, wave 5. Therefore, it makes it a perfect impulse, finished. Now, the question mark, can it be something extending, meaning this turning into a wave 3, those turns into double 1-2, despite that there is no invalidation of wave 4 there. They might still be double 1-2, wave 3, and this is currently a wave 4 and 5, 4, and a 5. And as I mentioned, of course, on the daily, that we have a gap to fill anyway. We have a gap still to fill for a wave Y, in case this was gonna happen. So by all means, if the wave C is gonna be very extended in double 1-2 here, 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5, it can be. But of course, there is a danger side here, which it can directly turns us to a deep wave 2, right? Because this ABC will become a 1-2 potentially. Of course, there is a possibility there. 1-2 again, major wave 3, 4, and a 5. Once this happens, directly I'm going to call the deep wave 2, as I mentioned, of course, on the daily. Because this is going to turn into bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and you still have a 1-2 there. You're going to get a wave 4 and a 5 in the low. So, yeah, this is how it's going to work, of course, step by step. We'll see, of course, guys, we're going to follow it. However, on the 1 hour chart currently, we are still estimating this impulse there. Yesterday, I mentioned that we have, of course, this double 1-2 wave 3 here, 4 and a 5 potentially finished. And we are looking, of course, for a wave 3 in the yellow, and then given wave 4 here. And I was still looking for one more high, as I mentioned, to take at least the all-time high. And what a coincidence. Yeah? So just taking the all-time high and then pushing down. And definitely this is something, of course, here, as it looks like kind of like a diagonal, but the wave 4 is not interfering with the zone 1. That's very interesting. So yeah, it looks like an impulse then. So we have a kind of like a wave 1 here, even horrible wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, 4 and a 5, but even here we have a 3 waves. So we have to take it in a diagonal here. There is no way. But the wave 4, what if this is a wave 5, 4? Oh, okay. Yes, so it can be 1, 2, and then wave 3, and then wave 4. In this way, it interferes. Okay, yes, we have to take it as an ending diagonal. So yeah, everything is fine. So what you have to count here is a wave 1 zigzag. You have a wave 2 very sideways. You have a wave 3 here zigzag. Wave 4 interfering with zone 1, perfect. And finally, of course, wave 5 as a zigzag. It's a horrible one, but yeah, I mean that. Of course, the weekend, plus I would say that there is some exhaustion, guys. There is some exhaustion, and there is still bearish pressure there and selling pressure from the market. So we gotta be careful. Yeah, so that is not a good signal. Even the shape of this finished wave 5 is not nice. But yeah, at the end, it has finished for us a wave 1 as an impulse. This is a good thing. And it might be, of course, a wave 2 or a wave B next. So we're going to watch what's going to happen. Now, currently, the target that I'm looking for over there is 0.38. Let's see. We'll see, of course, what's going to be the reaction in this area. And we'll see, of course, what's going to happen over there. If a signal of strength has been given, then okay, we push in a wave C or in a wave 3. Yeah, one of these two scenarios. We'll see which one is gonna happen. That was it for Bitcoin today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.